So this mentality in Russia, like I hear about it a lot too, and I've experienced it myself. I understand this kind of feeling of, oh, nothing's ever going to change, so why should I give it a try? Um, but I want to destroy it. I want to defeat that idea. It's like I think it's the opposite. You can never give up on trying to change something if you really believe that that's what's going to be better. And like, for instance, let's say you have a town with 100 people and 100 different ideas. They all have their own opinion. And one guy who's from that town, he decides, you know what the problem is? It's like we all have our own idea. So my idea is going to be to combine all of those ideas in some way. We're going to take some small parts of each person, what they want. And from that person who acts as like that collector, he's going to collect all the ideas. Maybe that's how you could slowly start to change the community. People are going to see like, okay, this guy, he's at least trying to organize us. Maybe again, I could be crazy. I've never lived in a Russian town, and I have my own town. I could try these kind of things in America. But
Sure.
I think that's how you start. One person has to be that crazy Russian who's going to try to do this. And I think it's just funny because I don't know why. Every time I see a Russian movie, I feel like the main character is always that person in Russia. He's like the one who everybody knows. All the babushkas are talking about him like, oh, I saw him drinking on the street last night. But actually he's just, drinking because he's sad that he can't fix his environment. He can't get everybody to work together and agree, like, we got to do this. And I think about Yeltsin, and I think about his life, and that's basically what he was doing. But when he finally made it to the top, all the headlines, everything you heard about is just he's a drinker, he's this, he's lazy, blah blah blah. So I start to think, like I think Russia has a lot of the same problems that we have here in America. Of course, there's corruption. Of course, there's people who don't want to work together. They don't want to cooperate. They don't want to just basically compromise and just agree. All right, we both want two different things, but what can we find in the middle? So I wonder, like, yeah, what do you think? Do you think Russia could possibly change? Do you think that it's the art scene? Maybe like you said about how people don't really want to buy art because maybe they have other problems. Maybe there's a way for artists to show people that that's what the problem is, and that maybe that could start some change. What do you think?
I think actually people see what problems exist here, but not everyone have enough power to fight these problems because we all have different resources to do anything. And a lot of people here are exhausted because they work a lot to have some money just to survive. I'm not talking about to travel somewhere or to buy something for themselves because it is everything is bad with the salaries here, especially what's going on with the ruble, and so now ruble is almost nothing, and it is hard to travel. For example, in Europe, when everything in euros and you have rubles and yes, so to change the environment, people should have enough of self-resources and enough of free time to do this. If you believe that you will live in this place like forever, you will do something to change it. But now we live in a new era because people of our ages are easily moved to somewhere. So we live like nomads because nowadays it is not really popular to work all life in one, have a job for all life, have a one place to live for all life. And so uh, the question of environment changing is not really easy. You have to you have to do a lot to do something with it. And I think that talking about art in this aspect, I think nowadays we have like with artists who are not live in a big towns like Moscow or St. Petersburg. I was on the exhibitions like this at St. Petersburg, and where other people can see how artists from small towns from all of Russia, what art they create, and maybe somehow it changed the environment. But yeah, it is not easy to discuss especially because of big territory and um,
Yeah, no, it's
yes.
interesting. This topic, I really start to think about it a lot because it's my, I would say it's my biggest interest. It's like I don't like hearing about people in a very hopeless situation. Because I feel hopeless sometimes in my situation. Like I'm living in my parents' house, I still haven't got a good job and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things that at least for me, it's like I want to figure out for myself, yeah, maybe eventually I'll figure out how to, help myself. But I think it's more important to spend my life trying to figure out how to help other people, because if I could help some other people, then it's also a proof that I can do something for myself. That's how I feel. So I'm just thinking, like, I want to know, do you know something about maybe the politics of Russia? We don't really talk about this on this podcast that much, but do you know if there somebody who's stopping people? That's what I really want to know. Has there been maybe somebody who tried to organize something and then you heard that it got stopped by the cops or something like that?
Uh, I yeah, I know a lot of cases of it, especially of it is widespread. For example, in our university, just to get some free place to do something, you have to like create a lot of papers and to sign them. And when we think like, or just to organize something, I have to go to this person, to this person, to this person to get their allowance to do this. And it is frustrating somehow because when you have to deal with a lot of papers to do something, it's not really cool. And this aspect stops a lot of people of doing something. For example, even I mean, some business is not really easy um, to maintain in Russia because of a lot of this paper job. And uh, talking about, I don't know, some serious things. Some concerts of musicians are, I don't know, they are not delayed, but some, I don't know, organizers don't allow to make a concerts for musicians in some towns because of danger. So, and something like this. Or if you would like to, I don't know, you just, uh, here is the aspect that if you know someone person, it will be easier for you to, I mean, to have a job, to organize something. And if you don't know exact person that you need for your purposes, it wouldn't be so easy for you to like to, I don't know, to organize something.
Right.
So
I got you.